What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our Week 1 Team Builder of LCD, Lysandra Calf Draft, where this is any ability that, as long as it's legal in the Formatting Ability League, we are facing off against Sly in Week 1. Excuse me. I have never faced Sly before. Sly is a very um unique player in sense that I've never played, and even some of the other people out there have actually never played against Slide, ever even watched Slide battle. So I'm definitely going to this matchup completely in the dark and in the unknown. So it's going to be very interesting to face off against Sly. So we're going to see how we do. And this is a really kind of rough matchup here. Whew, excuse me. This is definitely a bit of a rough matchup for us because we really can't switch into a Pokemon on his team that is named Weavile. And there's just some other annoying pieces of his team that are just really problematic, in if you could say that. You know what I mean? But looking at Sly's team, he's got Weavile, Pyukumuku, Mew, Ditto, Type Null, Kommo-o, Thundurus T, Florges, I'm blanking on the names, Rampardos, Oricorio, which you can have all forms of Oricorio, and Doublade. Now, I was kind of thinking about what he could bring against us, and excuse me, the way I was kind of looking at what he could do against us is that his team can just be a little bit more of a defensive piece than an offense, but he only needs, realistically speaking, like two offensive mons that can just really do things against our team that are just a struggle, you know? So it's just really, what do we do against this team? Like, we look at his team, I have no way in heck of switching in and taking on that Weavile that well. Excuse me. We have some ways, but not the best ways. Kyugumaku is stupidly defensive and is going to be very annoying for our team. Mew, I can kind of see Mew going either way, with being either defensive or offensive. Type Null is just going to be an annoying pivoting mon that can just be annoying. And then Kommo-o, I think set up Kommo-o with either going Clanging Scales with Road Spray or just being Dragon Dance or Autotomize is just really problematic. So, excuse me. It's just different and wondering, so it's interesting to say the least. With his team, Thunderous kind of makes some sense against us. It's not necessarily the smartest spring against us, but it's definitely a mon that can definitely do some work against us. Florges is also very annoying because Florges is definitely one of those Pokemon that can just wall most hits on our draft. So it's definitely going to be something I have to be kind of careful with. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, I'm still tired there, guys. You can tell it's definitely past midnight, so I'm definitely getting tired and sleepy. So it's gonna be one of those type of things. But looking at his team, the main six you see there are probably gonna mean the main six I have to use against his entire team. Like, his defensive pivoting is gonna be very annoying, and just Weavile himself is just going to be just a problem for my draft. It really is. So let's go over and get into the team. Before we get into the team, I do want to give a shout out to Steering, who is the Commissioner's League. He actually gave me a little help with half of my team in terms of advice, especially since he's been known to the format, because for one, it's his league, and two, he just knows a really good way around some of these mons. So do gotta give some shout out to Steering, just because he did help me out here with some of my mons. The first two I did by myself, and then I got a suggestion by Lego, who also is in the server and is one of the coaches. So shouts to Lego as well. But we have Bounce Man here, our Regieleki, holding the magnet. If you really look at his team, there is no ground type on his team. And that's where the main problem is, because in the end we're running refrigerate. If you guys don't know what refrigerate does, basically gives me ice stab for not ice stab, but ice boosted offense with normal type moves, and plus gives it a base power boost. And looking at this team, nothing switches in, so I'm going with the Magnet basically behind this. Thunder Cage is really nice because Thunder Cage helps trap things like Fortress and just weakens Fortress down for me, which is really nice. Thunder Cage is also really good for trapping on certain Pokeballs, so we can kind of just make them trapped easily, so that's really nice there. But with having refrigerate, literally I can just do work. And we are running literally no speed because no speed literally has no reason for it. I literally am just running naive, so I'm just running the speed nature boost, but I'm not running anything else. Otherwise, I'm running max in attack and special attack just because two physical coverage and two special coverage just kind of covers team really well. And I think Bounce Man can definitely be a good breaker for this matchup for us, which I think is really, really good there. Up next, we have Conky Conk, our Conkeldurr, which is going to be kind of spadef but offensive at the same time. We have Knockoff, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, and Poison Jab. Steering did make a suggestion to me about something like maybe Tinted Lens or Triage because of Drain Punch. But again, there are some things I'm kind of concerned about. So I might change that up, or I just might get rid of something and just put Mach Punch on there. Um, just for that. I think I might actually do that. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna put Mach Punch on here. Just because like having knockoff is great for Mew. I can 2 AKO Mew pretty much, or 1 AKO Mew, or put Mew in a position where I either 1 AKO or I weaken it down to where another knockoff kills. I can just keep the pressure up on it and stuff like that. But we're going with Top Claws because Top Claws just looks so good, and that's one of the reasons why I drafted Conk. Top Claws Conk, it's just so hard to switch into. Knockoff, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Mach Punch. Ice Punch just to check his main weaknesses to Ice, being the Thundy and the Como-O. And then Knockoff plus Drain Punch, which is just pretty much standard stuff, and then Mach Punch just for the priority. To pick some stuff off. I do need to be careful of Ditto copying this, because if Ditto copies this is definitely going to be one of those Pokemon I am going to struggle with. So, really don't want that to happen. So, there's going to be that for me there. Up next, we have the Bull E, which, if you get this reference, which I will say is from, I will say where it's from, but you have to remember the episode. This is from Timmy Turner. If you remember the episode, you remember the episode. If you don't, watch Timmy Turner. Or in this case, Fairy Godparents, if you didn't know. But we're going with Tauros. We're going with Unburdened Whiter. Lego suggested something when we were talking about how we were discussing sets, and he said something about Curse. And then I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, Curse, Unburdened Tauros kind of goes in. Because Tauros in general had such a good matchup. Like, his resistance to Tauros is just Doublade, and Doublade has already a really bad match. So I saw no reason not to, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do that. So Curse, if you guys don't know, will lower my speed by 1, which means Whiter will clear that. So I will get a +1 attack and +1 defense, and then with going with Curse, I lower my speed. But I'll regain that back with my Unburden, and also with my Whiter. So that I think makes it very valuable, and that really helps me out all around as well. So overall, I think Tauros can be a potential early game breaker or a potential win con in the back. So depending on how I want to play Tauros will really kind of depend on where we sit with it. I definitely think I don't want to waste my Unburden really early per se. I definitely want to give it a chance to kind of just wait a little bit and go from there. With our next mon, it's going to be Air Force, the Dragapult. Now, originally, I was Technician with Yachi Bear because I was scared of Weavile. And I really wanted something to do and take away Weavile's offensive pressuring from me. It just kind of guaranteed get rid of it, you know? Oh, excuse me. God. But something Steering thought brought up to me, and it made a lot of sense. And I kind of forgot that this was an ability. But Steering brought up the idea of dazzling, aka, or in this case, Queenly Majesty. One of the best way Weavile checks Dragapult is through Ice Shard. And with having Queenly Majesty, I cannot get prioritized by Ice Shard. So basically, if I set up Dragon Dance or just general speaking, I outspeed everything on his team because I did speed creep this thing to specifically be faster than a speed crept Weavile creeping my Tauros, I believe. So that was really important there. And anyways, if I get one Dragon Dance off, I'm faster than everything else anyways. Ugh, excuse me, sorry about that. Also, another reason why I was gonna go Technician was because of Dragon Darts boosted. You guys don't know, Technician gets boosted by if you have a base power of 50 or if you have 60 or less. And since Dragon Darts is base 50 in each one, I can basically go ahead and get 2 hits off, do a lot of damage with, and just go from there. So, but we're gonna go with this. We have Fire Blast as an ultimative option. Fire Blast is just there in case potentially the Doublade shows up. And also with having Doublade there, I have Fire Blast to cover Doublade. Steel Wing's only really there for Florges, but again, the possibility of Florges not coming is going to be there. We'd have Dragon, again, if we can get set up with a +1 or +2, we can be able to deal with the type Null effectively well. So hopefully we can put in a lot of work, and I'm really hoping I'm not going to regret some of the things, but Steering's very shrewd about this, and I'm going to trust him on this. I'm going to trust him. This was a set that was completely all Steering's idea, and I decided to go with it. It made maybe one move change to it, but it was one move change that we both kind of agreed to. But the set here is Scizor. Now, Scizor, I wasn't originally thinking was going to be all that good. And now looking at it more and with the matchup and stuff, Scizor makes a lot of sense for my team to be brought this week. We're going to go with Dauntless Shield. Now, why go Dauntless Shield? Well, you may think that it's kind of stupid to bring this, but this is my only answer to Weavile. If I don't have this Pokemon, I don't have an answer to Weavile on my team. So this is going to be the switch into Weavile every single time. And I'm going to decide not to go with pivoting with this, with having U-turn. Now, I know U-turn stab would be really, really good. It would be nice to have and everything like that. But it's overall not the greatest thing to have with it. So I decided that ultimately I wanted to kind of go. I decided to go with Steering's Guts, which was to go more towards running defensive and just taking hits, roosting up damage, and then going from there. You know what I mean? So I took his advice on it, and I'm gonna run with it because he definitely, again, I trust Steering in terms of what he thinks is best for the Mons. So I'm gonna trust him on this. And honestly, looking at this set, in case Como is physical or mixed, and he only has Flamethrower as a special move, I can always switch out Como. I can always switch this thing out against Como because Como, if it carries the fire coverage, it has the fire coverage. So I can't blame it. So, but Scizor, really hoping they put in a lot of work. I'm gonna trust Steering on this, and let's just hope that we can do something with it. And the last one was something I was debating on bringing. Now, originally I had a speed boost SD setup variant of Tapu Bulu, and I was originally gonna go with an Aerialate Gyarados because that really checked a lot of things. But I looked at Slowking's matchup, and Slowking did a lot of work for me on terms of what I wanted. Ultimately, what Steer and I had talked about is Slowking being that Pokemon that actually takes hits for me as my special wall. And the more and more I thought about it, the more and more it makes sense. Because here's the thing with Slowking. With having Slowking on my team, I can get him on that is going to be a really good special wall to most of his team. Kind of just sets up and then just goes in. But having the Copa Berry, I get one Calm Mind off. I'm pretty much dealing with Weavile fine. I need to have Weavile weakened or get rid of Weavile. Because if I can get rid of Weavile, honestly, I think my Glow King could just seriously win the game by itself. So that's something. We are running max defensive. The rest going into special attack investment. This thing is meant to just most likely be a physically defensive wall, but then getting the special defensive buff with having Calm Mind. So I'm hoping Slowking does well. This is the third time I'm running a set like this with Slowking. So I think there's some chances we can make it work, and I'm hoping we just do what we can with it. But again, I want to give some massive props to steering for Scizor and Slowking, just because if it wasn't for him on these suggestions, I don't know if the team I would have brought would have been great. But I do appreciate his help, especially since I'm really new to this format. I don't really know exactly how I really want to prep around with this format. So I do appreciate his help. And also shout outs to Lego with the help with the Toro set, because I actually did not think about that idea until Lego said something about that, and that's what made me ultimately go for that. So, massive shout outs to you guys for the help. I do appreciate the help, especially with trying to help me learn the format a little bit better. So I really appreciate it. That's gonna be the team builder, guys. Sorry if it was probably dragged out more than it needed to be, but I also am going to be doing team builders so you guys know exactly what my abilities are and what the strategy is going with these Pokemon. So team builders are definitely coming back for this one, and at least this one only. If you guys do want to see team builders back, do let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, also I'm naming it Super Indigo because of Indigo mascot. Well, even though it's not technically a mascot, it's a Sibley mascot. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys for week 1. Get excited. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.